Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And I was wondering, I want to ask you a question today. Have you ever thought about being an author? Or maybe you've been in a part of a compilation book or you've written a book before and you're thinking, okay, I'm an author. Now what? Guess what? We got the answer. So sit right there. We'll be right back. Everybody, welcome back to the show. Yeah, I asked myself that question too, because I've been a part of a couple of books. They've been bestsellers. And then I said, now what? What do I do next? Hey, Havilah, what do I do next?
You're going to utilize that message to impact people's lives. And whether that's through speaking on stages, being able to host courses that go more in depth into your book, into the topic that you have crafted to be able to help people, that it's really the possibilities are endless. If it's maybe if you're a doctor and you wrote a book that's about, some breakthrough medical practice, maybe it's to be able to get more clients inside of your practice itself. And so that you need more publicity. And interestingly enough, I actually have a #1 best-selling book called How to Become a Publicity Magnet. So, and it's really about how to get yourself on television, on radio, and print, to be able to share that message on a much bigger platform in a much broader way, but from a place of service. And I think that's why we all write, why we all share our messages, is because we want to be of service.
Okay, so see, there you go. I ask you for level 3, you take us to 8 every time, 9, 10, 11. So now you got to give us at least 1 or maybe 2 little tips. If we're trying to be that magnet, how do we start being a magnet?
I think first and foremost is doing our own self-work, because the energy that we embody is felt from other people. The words that we say, the way we show up in a room, it becomes evident of who and what we really are. And so when you then you have a specific audience that you're looking to connect with because you have a specific message to be able to share with them, then you find those platforms through television, through radio, through amazing shows like this that are connected to that audience. And then you show how you can be of service. You have something to share with them, and you craft it in a way that will be appealing to them. And then when you show up to do the interview, to do the job, you knock it out the park so that they invite you back again and again and again.
Interesting. Now, what if someone is sitting out there and they're going, I know she's talking to me, but I just have my small little business in my house. I started it during COVID, and I don't even know where to go to be a part of a compilation book, or if I should start writing my own. How do I start? How do I even know what path to take in the first place?
I think first and foremost is about because we think a lot. And so we have a lot of ideas that are just kind of running around in our head, but being able to get those ideas out of your head and onto paper, which is actually the first manifestation of your writing to begin with. So whether it is taking daily 15 minutes, 20 minutes to sit down and write, and you just want to be able to get out, what is it that you're trying to say? What is the message that you want to share with people that you feel would be of value? And then you
Mm-hmm.
can literally start to create little focus groups, like find small pockets of individuals that you want to speak to and start to share some of this information with them. See how it lands. See if it really like connects with them in the way, and then you'll get questions back from them. That could end up being chapters in your book. You answering the questions that your audience is asking you so that you're truly being of service to them.
That's amazing. Now you have an entire series of books, not just that wonderful one you just showed. So can you tell us the series of books that you have?
Certainly. So, after publishing How to Become a Publicity Magnet in Any Market via TV, radio, and print, I had the distinguished privilege, because I've always told people I am the love child of Oprah Winfrey and Napoleon Hill. Like, that's my real
I
name.
love it.
And
I
so,
love it.
yeah, so Think and Grow Rich has been such a pivotal book in my life and my growth and development journey. And I actually got to work with the Napoleon Hill Foundation to create a children's version of Think and Grow Rich. So this is called The Amazing Adventures of Young Napoleon Oliver Hill. And so this is all of Napoleon Hill's principles of success done in a children's form and short rhymed children's stories so that they get those principles of success from youth. So where we have to go and reprogram our ways of thinking and instill those success principles in us, what if we can give this to our kids from youth so that that becomes their foundation in life? So this one, I'm really proud of being a part of this legacy of Napoleon Hill.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, Mike, thank you so much because you signed one to my grandsons. And my 8-year-old grandson, long story short, his best friend's mom went out and got that book. So they've heard it. But my grandson is super proud of the fact that you signed it for him. You know, him and his brother. He's like, you may have it. You may have it, but she signed it for me. It's the cutest thing ever. If there's an author out there or someone who wants to be an author and they want to do a children's book, how do they start something like that? Is it a different process for a children's book as opposed to like your book on PR and being a magnet? Is there a different process to that?
I think writing is writing. And so at the
Okay.
end of the day, you have to get down those ideas onto paper. I think there's a lot of great groups, including it's called the Storytellers Academy, which is specifically around children's books and being able to help authors through the writing process, the illustration process, the publishing process, specifically for children's books, which I found it to be a very helpful organization. Although my book is like traditionally published like through a publisher,
Mm-hmm.
I think being in community with people who are doing the thing that you want to do is always going to be helpful, because you're going to stay in that same mindset and momentum of moving forward and being encouraged and learning little tools and resources along the way.
I love it. Now I know you got 15,000 things going on. You're acting, you're writing, you know, you're doing stages, you're everywhere. And I knew the 2-minute warning was coming. He cheats time. But anyway, what's coming up next for you? Are you going to write another book? What's going on?
So we do have one more book.
Woo!
Rewriting, speaking of writing, rewriting a new history, a spiritual path to audacious authenticity and healing. And I think this is so important because we all have things that we need to overcome, to heal from, so that we can be our truest, most powerful, authentic self. And this goes in very deeply into that journey and has a message that's specifically designed for you, but you'll have to pick up a copy of the book to get that message.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, how does everybody find you? So don't call me, call her. How do we find you?
You can find me on any in all social media at Havilah Malone. That's HAVILAHMALONE, or you can email me at ask@havilahmalone.com.
I thank you so much. You already know I just love everything that you're doing. I'm one of your super fans, and I can't wait to see what's coming up.
Yes, great stuff coming.
Woo-hoo! Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you didn't write it down or you're driving, don't worry. You know what to do. Go to tigodirect.com, type in acting, type in writer, type in Havilah. You'll find her. Connect with her there. It costs you nothing. It costs her nothing. It's just a way for us to keep the community connected. As you know, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I always want you to come back. I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.